people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 52 of Ace Investigations 2. Last time, we basically were continuing our investigation. We found out that basically the evidence from Horace's murder, it's now gone. Dogen's knife, the chisel, gone. Sebastian apparently lost it. And much to no one's surprise, and now basically we're basically having to deal with this sort of scenario. Okay. Hey! There's no need for that!
But even though Miss Courtney should know exactly who the culprit is, what made you?
In a court of law, the only thing that truly matters is evidence. Whatever my own feelings may be, it should not affect the verdict. So, is this the judge persona of Justine Courtney was seeing? Cold-blooded and heartless, it's fine if you think of me as such. Even as a judge, she's still this stubborn. Though really, has she ever truly exited judge mode? Judge Courtney, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you. And what would that be? 2 nights ago, you went to the roof of the Grand Tower. The roof, you say? You met with the president thereafter. That correct? The 2 of you were caught on the security camera. Is there some sort of problem with that? Today, the president's body was discovered very close to the Grand Tower. That's... You understand now, don't you? You're a suspect. What happened between you and the president up on the roof? Nothing. We merely spoke for a few minutes. Once our business was done, I headed straight home. I took the elevator back down alone. Indeed, that was shown on the security camera footage as well. What exactly did you and the president talk about? That I cannot say. I see. However, I cannot afford to let up just yet. That being the case, I guess my only remaining option is to use that. She is definitely hiding something, and I'm going to draw it out of her. Logic chess dimension, activate logic realm, go! 2 nights ago, Judge Courtney met with President Wayne. It is true that I spoke with President Wang on the roof of the Grand Tower. However, we only discussed business. There is no need to tell you what was said. Just like in the trial earlier, she won't reveal her personal feelings easily. When she's speaking as a judge, it would be better for me to wait and see what develops. Now then, I'll start by asking her what she talked about with the president. Could you tell me what you and the president talked about? My meeting with the president was strictly business, and since it has nothing to do with you, I am not obliged to answer your question. I appreciate your understanding. Even so, you certainly are a very busy person, aren't you? You're a member of the PIC and a judge as well. You can assist with the investigations. I have no choice. If I don't assist Sebastian, then everything's going to be screwed over. I mean, I can appreciate the boy for trying, but it still doesn't change the fact that everything he touches turns to crap. I am simply fulfilling the professional duties that have been assigned to me. Was your meeting with the president also one of your duties assigned to you as a judge? Yes, of course it was. I am one who lives for the law. I would never act outside of my professional duties. This morning you returned Kay's promise notebook to me. I don't believe that all of your actions are simply being done for the sake of your duties. It's true, it seems I still retain some immature qualities. I wouldn't call it immature, it was your own personal kindness. Weren't you also distressed when you found out that the president had just passed away? Yes, it is very unfortunate. Why did he have to die? It seems he was crushed by the head of a monster called the Mighty Muzilla. Ah, excuse me, you see Muzillas? Is that true? You mean the president died at the temporary Muzilla film lot? Yes, that's right. I'm surprised that you know about Muzilla. Yes. I heard about it from Sebastian. He told me that the movie was being filmed near the Grand Tower. He wanted to enter the movie world, so he begged them to let him in. Let me in! I want to help! Sebastian sees the fight scene. He goes in trying to fight with his baton. I'm gonna fight them! Don't worry, I'll fight the bad guys! Cut! Get off the lot! No, I'm helping! Sebastian, that is a film lot! Get off the film lot! No, Justine, I'm helping fight evil! He told me... She seems awfully shaken up about that. And I'm also curious about Sebastian, who went missing along with the evidence. She said she wouldn't talk about the present. However, I might be able to get her to reveal her secret through another line of questioning. She is flustered beyond normal. There must be some reason behind it. Franziska may have taken over the prosecution in Sebastian's place. However, as long as he still possesses some of the evidence, the trial cannot proceed. I intend to carry out a fair trial. If the prosecution is unable to present evidence, the defendant must be declared not guilty.
You're the defendant both guilty! You're evil people!
I am a judge. I cannot allow my own personal feelings to get in the way. So you're saying you're not the least bit worried about Sebastian's whereabouts? Of course, I am. I am worried about Sebastian as well, but... You're worried about Sebastian as well. Wouldn't that mean that there's someone else you're worried about? By any chance, would that person have something to do with your unusual behavior? That's impossible. I am a follower of the law. I will not be swayed by personal feelings. It may be true that those who stand in court have a duty to follow the law. However, we're not superheroes. You and I are only human. Granted, Gumshoe... Yes, don't believe everything that Gumshoe says. I am not some omniscient being who can lift the sky. It is impossible to completely ignore your own feelings and render an impartial judgment. It is as you say. As if I am now, I cannot hand down an impartial verdict. Judge Courtney, why aren't you telling me the truth? Just what am I supposed to do? For Judge Courtney to become this distraught, I should find out exactly who she is searching for. Up until now, she has been wearing the mask of a judge. This time, I should be able to draw out her true feelings. Is the person you're searching for Sebastian by any chance? When Sebastian learned of his father's true colors, he went into hiding of his own free will. I am worried about him, but this may be a trial he needs to overcome on his own. Not much of a trial! Since he went into hiding of his own accord, he could return whenever he wanted to. Could be the person you're searching for is unable to return under their own power. In regards to that, my lips are sealed. I am unable to talk about it right now. When I think about what might happen to that child if I talked. You consider Sebastian a child? That child? Could you tell me who you're referring to? It's not Sebastian! He may have the mind of a child, but he is not a child. It's nothing, please pay no mind. Judge Courtney's expression has changed. It seems I might have uncovered a clue. Judge Courtney, tell me who you're searching for. My lips are sealed. That is not something I can talk about right now. Let me try using that clue. Could it be you're searching for that child who has gone missing? Since you said it was a child, I presume they are of a young age, correct? I simply cannot answer any questions about him. That boy has nothing to do with you or the president's assassination. I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of question. Maybe I should proceed with another line of attack. Are you searching for the mighty Mozilla? I don't have the time to play along with your jokes right now. It's not a joke! Just a moment ago, you were surprised to learn that the president had been crushed by Mozilla, correct? I was simply surprised by the president's cause of death. To think that he passed away at the temporary film lot of all places. From the way you're talking, it seems you have a problem with where he died. That is not true. It's just for the president to have passed away from a film lot, a place where dreams are made. I just thought it would be better if the movie's cast and crew remained unaware of the truth. I'm very sorry to say this. However, the movie's cast and crew are already aware of the president's death. I found a female staff member and John Marsh at the crime scene. No! How could this have come to this? She seems to react strongly when it comes to the staff of the Mozilla film. This could be a useful clue. Yes, we're doing that. Missing child, the sassy child. Earlier, when Mozilla was brought up, it seemed to be a sensitive topic to you. Is that child you spoke of involved with the Mozilla movie? How do you know that? You're usually so calm, yet you seem rather distraught right now. Please tell me, who is that child? I understand. If you've come to know this much... You prepare for the worst. The child I'm searching for is a boy by the name of John Marsh. John? Do you know where his whereabouts? Well, that much I simply cannot say.
Judge Courtney, didn't you say you were prepared for the worst? Even if you did intend to talk, I am determined to expose the truth. That is my resolve. Why is she searching for John? I must get her to tell me the reason. Are you a fan of his? Let's start with that. Could it be that you're a fan of John Marsh?
Yes, yes. That's right. I am a fan of John Marsh, the famous child actor who has been called prodigy.
I don't think he's a damn prodigy. I'll expose you. Yes, the lies.
Yes, yes. I knew his movie was being filmed in front of the Grand Tower, so the temporary film lot had been on my mind.
I see. I suppose a fan would be curious about that. Did you know that John was at the temporary film lot?
Yes, of course I did. He said they would be filming there all day today, and yet...
You sound like a stalker! It's almost as if John himself told you personally. Stalker lady!
Ah!
I doubt he would give his schedule to a mere fan.
That's true, isn't it? Please don't pay any mind to that statement.
She made another slip of the tongue. She must be worried about John, so she has spoken with John. This could be a useful clue. Are you acquainted with John by any chance?
He is a famous movie star. I doubt there's anyone who doesn't know who John is.
I actually hadn't heard of him until I met with him today.
That just proves you have much to learn. Allow me to give you a lesson. I know everything about him.
I couldn't care less.
My apologies. I seem to have lost my composure.
You tend to lose your calm whenever the conversation turns to John, don't you?
In any case, while I may know everything about John, it is a one-sided relationship.
Let me try using that clue. I understand you're worried about him, but aren't you a bit too flustered? You told me earlier that you had spoken with John. Doesn't that prove that you are indeed acquainted with him?
How could I have committed such an indiscretion?
It appears that John and Judge Courtney are acquaintances. This is a vital clue. Actually, we are searching for John as well. Would you happen to have any idea where he might be?
Why would you think that? I would know where he is. John and I, there is no connection between us.
Let me try using that clue. No! I was trying to select up! I don't know what kind of relationship you have with John, but at the very least, the two of you must be acquaintances.
Eek!
Judge Courtney, won't you allow us to help you in your search for him?
Help? No, that won't be allowed!
Who won't allow it? The so-called goddess of law?
The person who knows what the child is.
A paparazzi. I see. Finally, I've connected all the pieces of the puzzle. The reason why you cannot easily talk about John is because someone kidnapped him. Is that right? Judge Courtney, I would like to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand this time. Truly be prepared for the worst. It is just as you deduced. Someone has kidnapped John.
As I thought, there was a kidnapping. Still, how is John's kidnapping related to you in any way?
John and I are mother and child.
What? He's 13, you're 26! I was not able to learn much about the conversation she had with the president, but I've learned of John's kidnapping. It was an unexpected result, but with that, it's checkmate.
What? John is Miss Courtney's son? No way! I mean, he's already so big for him to be your...
Yes, John is indeed my son. Please look at this.
This is a clipping from a magazine.
It's an article about John.
It's an article about John! You always carry this around with you?
Yes, I always keep it close by. It's like a charm to me.
Yes, and I can imagine Justine being like one of those, basically being one of those moms who basically idolizes her child, basically brags on her child at every point, and basically says, "My John is doing this." Bring it up to Blaze. Look at my son, Chairman, do this. You make me sick, you know. You know, some of us don't have sons we can be proud.
But Pops, I'm here.
Like I said, some of us have no sons we can be proud of.
It seems the bond they share is a strong one. However, are you absolutely certain that he's been kidnapped? Yes, I received a call from the cab just before the trial started.
What were their demands?
They had one demand, a not guilty verdict for Patricia Rowland.
I see, so that's what happened.
Since there's no evidence, that would make me innocent. Isn't that right, Your Honor? That is correct. The prosecution has not produced sufficient evidence to prove the defendant guilty. As such, I hereby find the defendant, Patricia Rowland.
So that's why you were still going to deliver a not guilty verdict earlier.
I am not qualified to be a judge. A judge must be able to remain impartial and composed above all else. And yet, despite this, in the trial just now, I was about to hand down a verdict that was led solely by my heart.
Judge Courtney.
The gods of law must be furious with me.
Oh yes, because she wasn't furious at the fact that you were helping Blaze the best out and obfuscating the truth in several cases, even going so far as to side with the actual murderer in 2 of them.
But I simply couldn't do it. I couldn't hand out a fair verdict if it meant I had to sacrifice my own son.
Of course you can't.
Hey.
A real parent would never demand their own child. It makes the gods all angry that maybe the goddess is the one who's wrong. Because it's guilty, guilty! Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just sounded like Radford von Karma, okay? Indeed, to declare Ghost guilty. Not even... The last time I saw that sort of thing was when Mr. von Karma was basically going to a nativity play. We're responsible for upholding the law, but at the same time, we are only human. Nobody would hand down a verdict that would sacrifice their own child. Except, yes, and then basically, too bad Manfred's not around. Or Blaze. Oh! Oh, please, Edgeworth. Like I said, just... You should know that basically there are some people out there, Edgeworth, who would do that.
Thank you very much, Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth, but I am so sorry I sound so out of it right now. However, I cannot simply run away from the courtroom.
Judge Courtney, so this is where you've been.
It appears it's time.
Miss Courtney! My father, he was a prosecutor. He was killed in this courtroom. See those doors behind me? My father was killed there.
Your father?
Yes, he's still in court, just like you. And he was shot. And now with all that has happened, it's got me thinking. He was stabbed. What if my father had been in the same position as you are now?
If a prosecutor was being coerced into obtaining a guilty verdict.
I know, if it was my life were on the line, my father would definitely come to steal me back.
Steal you back?
Miss Courtney, why don't you tell us to take care of it?
What?
I'm gonna steal John back for you. As the second Yagarasu, I can't bear to give you my word.
So, the great thief Yagarasu plans to steal the truth, huh? What do you say? What say you, Judge Courtney? Will you place your trust in our young great thief?
Prosecutor Edgeworth.
And if it's alright with you, I wish to help as well.
Thank you very much. I know it's really not my place to ask you this, but please, do whatever you can. Please save John.
You got it. Just leave everything to us.
Allow me to leave my cell phone with you. You may get a call from the kidnapper at some point.
You have my word. I will ensure the safe return of your phone, along with your son. Though, knowing Kay, just don't be surprised if you get some very, very steep long-distance call bills.
And I will do everything in my power to prolong the trial. But even then, at most, the trial can only last for about 2 more hours.
2 hours, huh? So until 2 p.m. is our time. Why not? We have 3 days!
I was returned to court, Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I shall leave the rest to you.
Kay, I thought you would be taking a break from being a great thief.
So right now, the great thief Yagarasi is back in business. Alright, time to put on the gloves and hit the pavement. It's my first request after all.
Is that so? In that case, we better begin our investigation post-haste. If we'd like to track down John.
Where'd he run off to?
He might have just gone back home.
That's right. I mean, it doesn't look like they're going to get any filming done today.
Or he may have run away.
We should probably begin our investigation from the front of the Grand Tower.
Hey, hold on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're not the one in charge anymore. From here on out, this is the job of a great thief, which means I'm the leader now.
If that's the case, then what am I supposed to do?
Mr. Edgeworth, you get to be the first ever great thief's assistant.
So I'm a thief's assistant now. How my life is going downhill.
Alright, let's get going. The great thief Yagarasi takes flight once again.
April 6, 10/12.
Here we are, the scene of the crime. Let's get to work. Now, say it with me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Say what?
Even in the dead of night. Oh, come on, say the rest with me.
No! And just what? Why should I do that?
Because the great thief Yagarasi was arrived on the scene. If you answer the introduction, it just doesn't feel right.
I have no intention of becoming a thief.
Ah, fine then, I'll do it myself. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird takes to their flight, one alone source to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yagarasi.
Yes, Kay, I know you are. I, on the other hand, am starting the investigation.
You're no fun.
We don't have much time for fun. We only have until 2 o'clock. We need to begin making inquiries immediately. Forge some Molotovs here, Forts. Good.
Good thing we have a phone so we can go ahead and ask you around.
Ah!
Hey, buddy, what's wrong? Your face looks so serious.
Have you picked up any passengers here today?
Oh, I sure did, but it was only one group.
What do they look like?
It had a pair of men. They were both wearing black.
Did you happen to see a small boy with them?
Here's a picture of them.
Nope, it was just the two guys.
I understand. Thank you for your cooperation. I was hoping you would have some more information for us, but I guess not.
Hey, John! Guess he's not here. This basket looked pretty suspicious to me, but...
It certainly does.
What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck?
I love this truck, Kay. I feel a connection with it. I become one with it. The truck's body is cold to the touch. It seems to have been parked here for some time.
You can figure it out just by touching it?
Considering the length of the time it's been parked here, the drivers must not be nearby. I suppose we won't be able to ask them any questions until they return. Okay, there we go. Yes. Checked out the map. It appears to be a map of the area around the Grand Tower. Let's take a look. Okay.
Sunshine Harbor.
It seems the harbor and the waste center are quite close to each other.
Maybe that's where they dispose of all the garbage that comes flowing in from the ocean.
Perhaps they do, but I'm sure they also deal with other types of waste there as well.
Other types of waste? Ah, you don't mean shells and fish bones, do you?
You can't
Throw away the fish and shells you catch from the sea like garbage. You gotta recycle them, make them into jewelry and stuff.
Okay, let's talk about this matter some other time. It seems the harbor and the waste center are quite close to each other.
Maybe that's where they dispose of all the...
Wait. Oh, sorry. I was clicking right next to it. City Hall. We gotta check out City Hall. The Sunshine Coliseum is a place where all sorts of special events are held.
I always wanted to go to the World Thief Expo, but it was canceled this year. I'd heard it was a huge event where all the greatest thieves from around the world gather. But last year, everyone who went got arrested. I thought it was just a trap set by the police against thieves.
And then meanwhile, Ron, you can't take me! No! Don't arrest me! And even knowing that, you still want to go. Rise up.
I don't really care much for that sort of thing. I heard that ultraviolet rays from the sun can cause burn marks on your skin.
Okay, what in the world are you talking about?
Come on, I'm talking about the Rising Sun Park, of course.
I like to bask in that sentiment while I watch the sunrise in that park.
That's waste management. Did they help you manage your waste spending?
No, this is whether the garbage trucks bring all the combustible waste they've collected. By the way, Kay, why are you so fidgety?
It's nothing. More importantly, there's another waste area on the top right corner of this map.
Since they're separate facilities, they probably handle different kinds of waste. Although there does seem to be a lot of waste management facilities around here.
Oh, I think I know why. I bet they're always collecting garbage from dusk till dawn.
Where are you so fidgety because you were waiting for a chance to say that? Going to the mall. This is the Grand Tower. This is where we are now.
It's a nice building, but I can't see anything.
I can't blame her. It would be strange if she never wanted to step foot in the tower again.
But Mr. Edgeworth, once we discovered the truth and completely solve this case, can we come here again, just to sightsee, and can we bring Gummy along with us too?
Never letting the past hold you back, and always looking forward. That's just like you. Unfortunately, Kay, we aren't quite finished here yet. There's still much left to solve. It's too early to be making plans for the future.
I guess so. Well then, let's hurry up and solve it.
Well, pals, oh my gosh, you can save the day!
Long time no see, Mr. Edgeworth. I love how Will gets the suspicious music.
Oh my gosh! Yes, Mr. Powers! How do you?
What are you going on about, Mr. Edgeworth? Who's this creepy guy?
Still your tongue, Kay! Do not know who this is!
Creepy guy?
The Steel Samurai, Kay! This is Will Powers! Here's an action sign made in the previous case! He also played the role of the Steel Samurai Warrior of Neo, Tokyo! It's been a long time!
Pleased to meet you! I'm Kate Faraday, a great thief! Some stuff has happened, so Mr. Edgeworth's my assistant now.
Nice to meet you. But, Thief and Mr. Edgeworth is your assistant?
Please pay it no mind. More importantly, I'd like to ask you some questions about the case. Oh my gosh, where's the next Steel Samurai film coming out?
Okay, I don't know if it'll be much help though.
He's an actor who has been working with John. How John was able to get a role with this titan of the acting, I don't even know. I'll see if that little brat deserves to bask in the glow of the radiant glory and splendor that is Will Powers. It may be a bit sudden, but let's hear what he has to say.
Ah, that flyer! I thought about giving one to you, but it seems you already have one.
Yes, however, a fictitious monster battling against a fake Gordius. How should I put it? It's a little far-fetched.
Actually, I think so too, but in the beginning, we tried to find the real Gordy from Gourd Lake. There were plans to use footage of the real monster in the film.
Global Studios, why? It seems the problems with this movie stem from before they even started filming.
Ah, so Moozdilla's head is broken, and giant footprints were left in the area. Actually, quite a lot of money was spent on production costs. You could say that the fate of Global Studios rests entirely on the film's success. I'm sorry for talking about something when someone just died.
No, there's no need to worry. It's an undeniable fact that the film law has been severely damaged.
Global Studios also makes the Steel Samurai, right? Mr. Edgeworth, this is bad! If we don't resolve this case quickly, the Steel Samurai might be gone for good!
No! I never thought I'd be under so much pressure! I have to save my franchise! Damn it! Okay. About the case.
I had heard that you were handling the investigation for this case, but...
Well, I'm not the prosecutor in charge, though.
But if you're the assistant, then doesn't this mean that Kay is in charge?
No, this is just...
You got a guy on you! You're completely right!
She jumped at the chance.
Since I'm in charge, I'd like to ask you a few questions, Jose, and please be frank. Did anything happen to catch your eye? Ergo, didn't you notice anything?
Who is she trying to imitate?
Be frank, I feel sorry for the victim, but... I can't help but worry about what will happen with the filming from now on.
No, that's only natural. Still, I wouldn't think that filming would be difficult now. Still, I would think that filming would be difficult now. Damn it, I'll stop like my lines.
I knew it! This is bad! We can only use this location for a little while longer, too!
Is the filming almost complete then?
No, but construction will begin here soon, so we won't be able to film here anymore. We We're only using this vacant lot until construction begins.
So the rest of the movie will be from the Global Studios.
Things aren't looking good. There are even some people spreading bad rumors.
And rumors.
Lately, a journalist has been coming by repeatedly saying, "This film lot's hiding a real monster, I reckon. There ain't no use hiding it," and stuff like that.
I have a feeling I know who you're talking about.
Yes, it was that photographer from before.
You're not actually hiding a real monster, are you?
Of course not! If there really was one, I'd have a job.
It seems they're putting a lot of work into this movie.
That's because this is our first attempt at making a sequel to an old classic. Global Studios is pouring their heart and soul into this one.
I wish they'd put that much effort into making a new Steel Samurai series that doesn't star murderers who drive managers to suicide. Come on now, Global Studios. We gotta revamp. We gotta rebrand. What role are you playing this time, Mr. Powers?
I'm playing the Mighty Muzilla.
I will watch this film.
Huh, you're the main character?
Well, much obliged. I'm wearing a full body costume again, so my entire face won't be seen this time.
I see, that costume sure is cool though. I want to try wearing it too. I know, how about next time you let me get in the costume? Maybe just the horn part.
That's not really possible.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I'm not in the Reactors Guild after all.
I don't think that's what he means. Sorry about that. I would like to ask you some questions about John.
About John? Ah, I heard about it from the girl on staff. How he suddenly vanished from right in front of you guys. That's just like him.
Does he have a lot? Does he do that a lot?
I'd say so. During filming breaks, if you even took your eyes off him for a moment, he'd be gone, like the wind.
Do you have any idea as to where he might have gone?
I don't know, but I ran into him as he was leaving the film lot.
What? Really? Where'd John go?
I saw him in the trailer, but when I was checking the equipment, he was gone again.
The trailer, huh? There might still be some traces of him left behind. Mr. Powers, can you show us the trailer?
Sure thing. It's a bit of a mess right now, though.
Let's take him up on his offer and examine the inside of the trailer. About John's seat.
Ah, it's over there, where that backpack is sitting.
Something is sticking out of the bag. Is this a tape? Is it porno? Is it the new Steel Samurai?
Huh? It's a tape for filming. Why does John have one?
Did he film something? This might be a clue. Is there any way to check its contents?
We have a monitor to look over the footage that was filmed. We can use that. Now then, let's see what's on the tape.
It looks like when John was practicing.
John was practicing by himself.
The monster's footprints can be seen as well, so this must have been recorded last night.
He does that sometimes. When he's not happy with his performance, he'll sneak onto the set and practice by himself.
Wow, he really is hardworking.
He sure is. Although he's young, he's a real pro. He never rests until he's satisfied. Then again, I can't say that I approve of him using the equipment without asking.
John is able to operate the equipment all by himself?
More or less, if it's just basic filming.
Huh?
What's wrong?
Why isn't John on the screen anymore? I think he ran off somewhere just a few seconds before this.
Did he go somewhere where the camera was still recording? The tape ends here. It looks like this was all that was recorded.
No one else was on camera except for John.
Okay. Let's just continue looking around.
Thank you for your hard work, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
I'm not a prosecutor at the moment, but I'll keep quiet about that for now. Thank you. What are you doing here?
Sir, I'm on guard duty. Then
could you tell me about the cars that passed through here today?
the only ones that came through here were that taxi and that blue truck.
So, 2 different vehicles came through this place. This is valuable information. Oh, wow. I was hit! Ah! Okay, let me just check the front entrance. Okay, we can't check the front entrance. Anyways, I think that would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch the episode. You're a great viewer. If you come back to the next one, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.